You scroll through Instagram. Another self-care Sunday post pops up. Bubble baths, face masks, shopping sprees. The message is clear. Comfort equals care. But here's what nobody tells you. This version of self-care is making you weaker. Every time you pick comfort over challenge, you train your mind to run from problems. You're building a life that breaks the moment real pressure hits. That's not self-care. That's self-sabotage. And the worst part? You think you're being kind to yourself. The ancient Stoics knew something our culture forgot. Real self-respect doesn't come from treating yourself like a child. It comes from building yourself like a warrior, from creating inner strength that nothing can break. Want to know how they did it? Here are 9 Stoic habits that replace weakness with power. These aren't fluffy feel-good tips. They're battle-tested methods that create minds nothing can break, and people nothing can stop. But first, let me warn you about habit number 4. Habits 1 to 3. Foundation of inner strength. Habit 1. Morning questions instead of phone. Scrolling, you wake up. First thing you do, grab your phone. News, emails, social media chaos floods your brain before your feet hit the floor. That's the amateur move. You're letting the world control your mind, instead of you controlling it. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in Rome, did something different. Every morning, he wrote questions to himself, not for others to read, for his own mind to follow. What can I control today? What challenges might hit me? How will I handle them? Here's your new morning routine. Before you touch that phone, spend 5 minutes with these 3 questions. What 3 things can I actually control today? What one hard thing am I avoiding that I need to face? How do I want to show up when things get tough? This isn't meditation. It's mental planning. You're setting up your mind for victory instead of letting chaos set it up for defeat. But wait until you hear what Seneca did to shock his system. Habit 2. Choose discomfort over constant comfort. Seneca was one of Rome's richest men. He had everything: luxury food, fancy clothes, comfortable beds. But once a month, he threw it all away. He ate simple bread, wore basic clothes, slept on the hard floor. Why would a rich man live like he was poor? Because comfort addiction makes you weak. When you only know easy, the first hard thing breaks you. You've never built your tough muscle. Here's what you do starting this week. Pick voluntary discomfort. Take cold showers. Have that scary conversation you're avoiding. Say no when you want to say yes, just to make people happy. Sleep on the floor one night. You're not hurting yourself. You're training yourself. Think of it like going to the gym. You lift heavy weights to get strong. You choose hard things to get mentally tough. When real problems come, and they will, you'll be ready. Comfort seekers break. Discomfort trainers win. And speaking of training your mind, here's the evening habit that changes everything. Habit 3. Evening review instead of Netflix escape. Your day ends. You're tired. So you collapse into Netflix, social media, whatever turns off your brain. You think you're relaxing. You're actually avoiding the most important meeting of your day, the one with yourself about how you actually lived. Seneca ended every day by asking himself tough questions, not to beat himself up, to get better. What did I do well today? Where did I mess up? What can I improve tomorrow? Here's your new evening routine. Before you zone out, spend 10 minutes reviewing your day. When did I show courage today? When did I pick comfort over growth? What one thing will I do better tomorrow? Most people skip this because they're scared of what they'll find. That fear is exactly why you need to do it. You can't fix what you don't face. You can't improve what you don't examine. Entertainment makes you forget your day. Review makes you learn from it. And here's the powerful part. This builds the self-awareness that transforms how you handle every situation. These 3 habits create your foundation. Morning questions set your direction. Choosing discomfort builds your strength. Evening review builds your wisdom. But now we get to the mental training that separates the strong from the weak. Habits 4 to 6. Mental discipline and emotional control. Habit 4. Practice losing instead of positive thinking. Positive thinking says, imagine everything going perfect. Visualize success. Think good thoughts and good things happen. That's not training. That's fantasy. Epictetus taught something different. He called it negative visualization. Picture losing what matters most: your job, your health, your relationships. Not to create worry, to build emotional armor. Here's why this works. When you mentally practice setbacks, 2 things happen. First, you stop taking good things for granted. You appreciate what you have instead of always wanting more. Second, you prepare your emotions for reality instead of shock. Try this once a week. Spend 10 minutes imagining loss. What if you lost your income tomorrow? What if your relationship ended? What if your health got worse? Feel that discomfort. Then open your eyes and feel genuine gratitude for what you actually have right now. Positive thinking sets you up for disappointment when reality hits. Negative visualization sets you up for strength no matter what happens. But mental strength isn't just about big picture thinking. It's about small moment control. Habit 5. Wait instead of want. You want something. You buy it now. You feel an urge. You follow it instantly. Every time you do this, you make your willpower weaker. You train yourself to be controlled by desires instead of controlling them. The Stoics knew that real power lives in one place, the space between wanting and acting. That pause is where you choose who's in charge, you or your impulses. Here's your new practice. Before any big purchase, wait 24 hours. Before you reply to that annoying email, pause for 1 hour. Before you eat that junk food, wait 10 minutes. You're not saying no forever. You're creating space for smart choices. Here's what happens. Most impulses die when you don't feed them right away. The ones that stick around after waiting, those are usually worth doing. Quick satisfaction makes you a slave to every passing want. Delayed action makes you the master of your choices. And mastery is exactly what this next habit is about. Habit 6. Focus on one thing instead of everything. You're doing 3 things at once. Email while on a call, social media while working, texting while talking to your family. You think you're being productive. You're actually destroying your ability to think deep thoughts. Marcus Aurelius wrote about laser focus. One task, full presence, complete attention. He knew that scattered attention creates scattered results. Here's what changes everything. One thing at a time with your whole mind there. When you're talking to someone, be fully there. When you're working, close everything else. When you're with family, put the phone in another room. Your attention is your most valuable tool. Where you point it decides the quality of your work, your relationships, your entire life. Think of attention like a flashlight. When you spread the beam wide, everything looks dim. When you focus the beam tight, you can see clearly. Distraction is the enemy of excellence. Focus is the foundation of power. These 3 habits build mental muscle. Practicing loss prepares your emotions. Waiting strengthens your will. Focusing sharpens your mind. Now let's talk about the character habits that create unshakable self-respect. Habits 7 to 9. character building, and self-respect. Habit 7. Tell truth instead of people-pleasing. You're in a meeting. Someone suggests a terrible idea. Instead of speaking up, you nod and smile. You don't want conflict. You want to be liked. So you trade truth for temporary comfort. That's not kindness. That's fear dressed up as politeness. The Stoics built everything on one foundation: living by truth. Not your truth or my truth. Reality. When you always tell the truth, you build self-respect that nothing can shake because you're not managing a house of lies. Here's what truth-telling looks like. Say what you mean without being cruel. Give honest feedback when asked. Stop agreeing with things you disagree with just to avoid awkwardness. People-pleasing destroys who you are because you're constantly changing to match what others want. You lose track of what you actually believe. Truth-telling builds real relationships because people know where you stand. This doesn't mean being brutally honest about everything. It means being honest about things that matter. But truth-telling is just the beginning. Real character comes from this next habit. Habit 8. Own everything instead of making excuses. Something goes wrong. First thing you do, look for someone else to blame. The traffic made you late. Your boss gave bad instructions. Your team didn't help enough. Every excuse you make keeps you weak because you're giving away your power. Epictetus taught radical ownership. You are responsible for your choices, your reactions, your results. Not the situation, not other people's actions. Your part in everything that happens to you. Here's how you practice this. When something goes wrong, ask yourself one question. What could I have done differently? Not what should others have done. What was under your control that you could have handled better? This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about building yourself up. When you own your part, you can change your part next time. When you make excuses, you stay stuck repeating the same mistakes. Excuses keep you a victim of circumstances. Responsibility makes you the author of your results. Every time you completely own your choices, you build confidence that comes from knowing you control what happens to you. And that leads us to the final habit that creates meaning in everything you do. Habit 9. Serve others instead of serving yourself. Modern self-care is obsessed with you, your feelings, your comfort, your happiness, your needs. But constant self-focus creates anxiety and emptiness because you're trying to fill a hole that can never be filled by just thinking about yourself. Marcus Aurelius understood something different. Real fulfillment comes from serving something bigger than yourself. Your family, your principles, your work's impact on others. When you serve something greater, you stop being trapped by your own small problems. Here's what this looks like every day. Find one way to help beyond your own benefit. Teach someone at work something useful. Help a neighbor with a project. Support your team's success even when you don't get credit. Self-obsession makes every setback feel personal and every success feel empty. Service creates meaning that carries you through hard times and makes success actually matter. This isn't about sacrificing yourself. It's about expanding yourself beyond your individual worries. When you serve something greater, you become greater. And that's where real strength comes from. Conclusion: your path to becoming unstoppable. These 9 habits replace weakness with strength, comfort with growth, reaction with intention. Don't try all 9 tomorrow. That's a recipe for failure. Pick one habit, the one that scares you most. Start tomorrow morning. Remember, the Stoics didn't create these to make life easier. They created them to make you stronger. Every comfortable choice makes you weaker. Every hard choice makes you stronger. Do you want to be comfortable or unstoppable? Subscribe for more ancient wisdom that works. executive by day, stoic always. This isn't just a mindset. It's a way of life that creates the person nothing can break.